How we doing? Good morning, good morning. Starting the day off with some Frank. You know how it is. Got to get in that mood, man. Got to get in that mood. You can't blame me. So I feel like I'm on a cruise. A cruise on the way to the bank. You guys know the drill. You know the usual. We're going to talk about our bias. We're going to talk about key news. And we're going to talk about POIs this morning, right? Pre-market topics. Oh. Good morning. How we doing? About 1 in 3 people are bearish at the moment with the poll. Here's today. We'll let some people trickle in here and then we'll get started. But as usual, we're going to talk about our bias to start off with, why I'm feeling a certain way, key news that might be coming up today, next few days, and then POIs, right? Things we're seeing in the chart that we want to use at the open and this morning. They're going to give us an idea of what side of the market we want to be on, what kind of trades we want to look for, setups, things like that. So we'll cover that for sure. But let me know. I'm kind of toying around with playing music on stream. Just played a little Frank on the intro. Nothing really popped up on the stream, like on the back end, telling me to stop. So if anything, it'll just get like a copyright claim probably on the upload of this stream as a video, and we'll see how that affects it. But I think if I play it in the background, kind of while I'm talking, should be fine, Low cortisol music. Yeah, copyright free songs. But what's up, Niku? Let us play music. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But so far. Oh, wait, I forgot one thing. Giveaway. Right? We're giving away one of these every stream now. One of these bad boy indicators. Every stream, we're giving it away at the end. So stick around. But right now, let's go ahead and dive in. I mean, you guys are here early. Most people, I see a surge of people kind of coming in at like 9:30, right at the open. They're going to miss the best part. Right? They're going to miss the pre-market analysis. So, anyways, what's going on, guys? I see the regulars in here. Perry, Tyler, Jimmy, Louie, Algo. I think Bench has been in here a few times. Niku, Carson. I'll make sure I don't miss anybody. Bones. Boomer. Horit. I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. You guys are here early, so you want to get the bias, right? And kind of see my thoughts pre-market. Franny, how you doing? Let's gather around, right? So bias bullish. Why? Well, why would you want to fade this, right? Not trying to be a hero on call top. I'm kind of noticing though. We had this candle 3 closure, right, on the monthly here, and we're up here on these projections now. Horit, okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to call a top, right? And who knows, we might just blow past these. it's not affecting my bias for the day. I'm just going to be aware of it. If for some reason we do want to pull back here, it would be kind of cool to see it happen around here, you know. But I'm bullish, obviously. You go to ES. At a candle 3 closure, candle 4 expansion. Now we're on candle 5 here. NQ is obviously stronger. YM playing catch up to these highs and then all-time high here. So let me mark this out, all-time high. So yes, we've swept these equal highs. We hit this high. We're still pending on this high right here on YM. I'm bullish on the indices. Not looking to fade this move. Not looking to fade all-time highs. Just look to get on side. And if you look on the 4-hour, the weekly candle, we talked about how almost like this power of 3, right? You have this accumulation, manipulation into this imbalance, distribution, right? So let the wick form. We're trading the body up higher. So this is your classic expansion week, right? Monday, right here, makes the low of the week. Tuesday, expand. Wednesday, expand. And now we're in Thursday right here, looking to continue that. And then on Friday, we can look for that TGIF setup back into the range, right? Because that's usually what happens when you get a classic expansion week. And so now you can see kind of the accumulation, the manipulation here, and the distribution a little bit better on the 1-hour chart. So classic expansion week, technically we expand through Thursday, and then Friday you can get that pullback to cap off the weekly candle and put in some kind of wick on the upside, right? So we still have a few more days left in the week. I'm bullish today, just based off the weekly profile. And the fact that we're all-time highs, just kind of ripping. So that's my bias. Check that off the list. We'll go over metals and stuff like that in a second. I want to focus on indices first. Key news. Let me pull that up. Nothing really today. We had 8:30 unemployment claims, but tomorrow we have NFP, right? Non-farm payroll, non-farm employment change. But that's tomorrow. So nothing really today, unless we get some tweets, some news, some bombs dropping, whatever. And then POIs. I don't see much. I'm going to be honest. We've already taken out previous day high right here, slightly. 4-hour, not much in here except this little tiny imbalance right here. I'm kind of noticing these wicks right here off previous day high. Right, we came up and swept that. You kind of have this swing right here, you know? Didn't really do much after we formed that. Didn't really expand higher, so I'm kind of just waiting for the open. Maybe you want to sweep a low to go higher. Who knows? That's kind of what I'm waiting for is the open. Don't really see much on the 4-hour or the 1-hour across all these, except that you did kind of sweep this low here on ES. This low right here is actually not a swing low on NQ. So on ES it is. YM in its own world, kind of. Like I said, we just hit these daily highs. So we're going to watch the open, see how the strength plays out. But that's pretty much it for indices. Just kind of looking to continue the run higher and go from there. So we'll watch the open like we usually do on the split chart. See which one I want to trade. We took a trade off this low here to go higher on NASDAQ yesterday and got stopped for break even. And then we avoided a loss, actually, by skipping out on a trade. Didn't look right, right? The high time frame wicks didn't look right. We should have been in ES, right? That was the strongest one. And even though it kind of grinded a bit, it still played out, right? A lot quicker than this guy right here. So we'll make sure to, like I said, I'm working on trying to choose the correct asset. But all in all, that's the plan, right? Stick to our bias. No news today. Maybe look at some lows for POIs. That's all I really see, to be honest. And then go from there, right? We'll watch the strength on the indices right here. And then lastly, obviously, we'll do a giveaway. End of stream. We'll be giving away one of these fractal model indicators. So we're giving one away every stream. And for those of you waiting on the Discord, it's almost complete. It's free. I have it fully built out. Just have a few bots in there getting set up, and a few other things. And then once those are completed, you guys get the link. But if you're curious about the indicator, I've added some commands. You can do end, you can do indy, you can do indicator in the chat. Once the Discord's set up, you'll be able to do Discord, kind of like this. What else? I mean, any props you guys like, Apex, you know, Lucid, whatever. You can type all that in and it'll give you details on all those. So I've added some commands in the chat as well. Let's see here. Let me look at the chat real quick. There we go. Pull up that chat. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, we got plenty of room. Tyler always with the ADR call out. Let's look. Sometimes I forget that part. And this is the ADR for the past 5 days. So, definitely got some room to run. This, I mean, compare, we had an overnight expansion yesterday, right? So compare what we've done so far on this candle to yesterday's candle when we opened up, right? Very small so far. So we could definitely expand today. And obviously we want to see small wicks, right? Those are characteristics of expansion candles. So we'd love for this low a day to be already put in. And we just continue higher, right? Maybe sweep this low to go higher. Yeah, Jamie, the Discord command isn't running yet. I don't have it activated. Once it is, it'll populate a link in there for you to join. Yeah, Toji, I just spoke on that. There's going to be a free Discord, hopefully by the next couple of days, into the week. But everything else works. Now let's take a look at gold. I said I'd look at gold real quick with you guys. I have it tagged blue because remember yesterday on the daily chart, up to low here, closed above this down close candle here. So on the daily, I'm looking at this as like, a change of state delivery. Expansion, right? Forming an imbalance so far. So I'm bullish on gold, right? You have SMT at these lows right here with silver. So I'm bullish on gold. Probably want to see a pullback before we get long. We can have a 1 hour come down below here and sweep it out. Something like this. Candle 2 closure down here to go higher. We'll see. So I'm kind of watching that. Let's keep this low marked. Target wise, I mean, you have tons of failure swings along the way. So that's about it. I don't really see much on oil. And this thing just ran overnight too, which is kind of annoying. And then consolidated, right? So phases of price, expansion, consolidation. Now we kind of just broke out to the upside. So you want to see proof that this imbalance is going to hold. And then I'd look to get long, right? That's how you trade a breakout. Versus if we just come up to this external range and roll back over and don't respect this imbalance right here, just roll over. I'm always looking to trade the continuations, right? I'm not just looking to trade the breakout immediately. I mean, technically, like you would want to see this low hold, right? Because we did close above it. And that could happen. But at this point, it kind of looks like a consolidation, right? After sweeping this high, previous day high. And running up into some of these over here. So we will see. Remember, I talked about it. When you sweep out liquidity, sometimes price, I'll mark it so it's clean. When you take out a high or some liquidity like this, sometimes price will form a protected swing and then take it out before moving higher, and you get that breaker, setup. So we'll watch that low. As for indices, we'll see how we open. Right here. But if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to the stream. If you're a regular here, welcome back. It's great to have you. Take a seat in your usual spot. Grab your popcorn. Log into your broker. Because we're looking for longs. I really needs to show the time. Yeah, I could add that. Or I could just move the window up a little bit. Like on this chart, it doesn't. Because I'm logged into my broker over here. So the bottom part gets cut off. Maybe we add the time. Because I could just move it up like this and it shows the time. But I mean, you got the time on your computer, don't you? I guess for the replays, you might not be able to see it. But I mean, the time's down here. And I trade the mornings. But I guess when you're on like a 1 minute chart, it helps. Time over price. So maybe we can add like some kind of time element. I think there's a way to do that on OBS. I'll figure it out. After this stream, I'll make a note of that. I'll make a note of that. Let's put it on my add time to overlay, question mark. All right. I wrote it down. Always open to some feedback, viewer experience. Because that's what I'm here for, obviously. But yeah, now just waiting. I mean, we got 7 minutes till the open. Again, I want to see how we open. I mean, we haven't done much off the rip. It's kind of just been a slow kind of grind up to previous day high and then back in the range. So kind of looks like consolidation-ish. But honestly, right off the rip today, everything's taken out previous day high so far. I guess ES looks a little stronger because it pushed past previous day high a little bit more. Same with NQ, or sorry, same with YM. But it could easily change. But right now, we got about 72% of people who are bullish in the chat. 28 say they're bearish at the open. So we'll go ahead and end that poll in a second. But yeah, just gonna sit on these high time frames until they give us a reason to drop lower, right? No point in staring at a 1 minute chart in this chop, you know? Let's get our bearings. Let's get our bearings. And then we'll do a giveaway. That was a weird sound. What the hell? But not many POIs in this structure right here. I mean, you have a little swing low here, swing lows here. Yeah, it could be chop. It also could just continue higher, you know? I'm just going to trade what's in front of me. I mean, you have a tiny, like, it's a high in this candle. A tiny, tiny, like, imbalance right here, you know? Which is hilarious because look at price right here on the bodies. So yeah. What's up, Nova? There's a tiny POI here. Nothing really on a 4 hour. Across the board. I mean, bullish. Until proven otherwise, you know? It's like innocent until proven guilty. Bullish until proven bearish. Right? What's up, Kirk? Is that Charlie Kirk? Bullish until proven bearish. You know. I know you guys do you. All right. I'm gonna put another poll out. What you feel when you are alive? What do I feel? I'm putting another poll out. Should I play music on stream? Polls out. Should I play music on stream? Sometimes, I'm sure some of you guys like to listen to your own music. But it would be in the background, right? It wouldn't be very loud. It wouldn't, you know, it kind of would fit the mood. Obviously, I'm not going to play rap like at market open, you know. Like I just played Frank Sinatra on the intro. So it would fit the mood. And if the majority's like no, maybe I'll just reserve it for like when we're like about to hit TP or something. Who knows? Just to make it fun. But normally, like if I'm sitting here and I'm trading, it's like I'm usually listening to like classical music, or I'm listening to like, I don't know, like jazz, some like chill ambience. I don't have headphones. But let me know. We'll leave the poll open for a little bit. I want to see. We got 2 minutes until open. I mean, I just played it Frank Sinatra at the intro, so I'm not like too worried about the copyright. I have some friends who also stream and they play music just kind of in the background. So what happens is you might get a copyright claim, but it is not a strike. So you get that portion of that video. Sometimes either gets blocked, sometimes it either gets like by region, sometimes it gets all the ad money from that portion goes to the stream, like the copyright holder. So it kind of just depends. What's up, Scott? Yeah, I've been streaming daily for the past month and a half. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. That's been the schedule. Haven't taken a day off yet. I'm having fun with it. Like, it doesn't feel like a job because it's, get to come in here and interact with you guys. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting here in silence by myself. So why not document it? But obviously, there'll be some days the grind don't stop. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. I think the chat, you have to subscribe, so I assumed you subscribed. Obviously, there'll be days where I travel or have things going on in the future. So I might have to take a day off here and there, right? Doctor's appointments, like things like that. But usually those can be reserved for the afternoon, so I can trade the mornings. But if I go on like a trip or like a vacation, obviously, I might not be streaming on those days. Was there any point where you were so deeply obsessed with trading that you were like studying nonstop? Yeah, in the beginning, I was watching like videos every night before bed. Funny enough, we're about to open here. So let's watch the open. But funny enough, I would watch videos right before bed on purpose because I was also studying to be a dentist. So I was studying for the DAT. It's like the MCAT. It's like the dental aptitude test. That you take and then you apply to schools and see where you get in, right? So I was in the grind mode of studying for that for like months. So I was coming fresh off that and then started using the same techniques that I was doing in my dental studies to study like trading content, you know? And you retain the information a lot better when you study before bed because you sleep on it and digest it. It's the last thing you are consuming. And then like sometimes I would watch a video and I'd immediately go back test it. Like right there. But then you get into a point where it's like, okay, I'm just like in this constant hamster wheel of learning. And at some point you hit a wall. Like you know everything you need to know to be profitable now. But you keep learning thinking that the more you learn, the less you're going to lose. And that's just not the case. At some point you got to execute and pick the concepts that work with your personality, what you see best in the chart, what you're comfortable with, that fit your personality, right? The type of trader you want to be. So we're seeing some strength here on YM. Nothing really going on yet on NQ. So we just swept this high on YM. Have yet to sweep these highs on ES. Gold. I mean, yeah, I could sit on a 15-minute, but it's just chop. I'd rather watch the 1 hour. Let me know what kind of music do you guys listen to in the chat? Right now, it's like 60% say no music. The other 40% say yes. So, what kind of music do you guys listen to, if any? Lo-fi, jazz, that's pretty much what I listen to. So, there was a period where I was listening to rap, and it would just put me in like the most like aggressive mood. And that's like the opposite of what you want to be. So I stopped that. That was early on though. And then I sat in silence for a while. Like I remember like I took a video on my phone of like something hitting TP and there was like audio, but there was nothing. It was just like my computer fan. And someone goes, "Bro, are you like a psycho? Like sitting in silence trading?" I'm like, "I guess I am." It also depends. Like if I've done my analysis, it's chill. And I get into a trade, it's still chill in the beginning of the trade. And then if we're about to hit TP, I'll just put on some like EDM or like rap or whatever. Zach, look at YM shorts. I turned you on to Porsches in the rain. It's usually chill to start out with. And as I go, kind of get comfortable in the charts that morning, maybe I'm in a trade, I'll kind of make it a little bit more upbeat. Especially if I find myself like kind of getting fatigued for being locked in for so long. I don't see much for YM shorts. If you're going to try and short YM, you probably need to wait for this 10 a.m. This new 10 a.m. candle across the board on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. 30-minute wise, I don't see anything to get us a 3-minute entry. Yeah, it looks kind of boring at the moment. But guess what? If we are in like this consolidation, right, phases of price, what do you get after consolidation? Right? You get an expansion. So we could do something like this. We could just break out, right? So yes, it might look boring in the moment, but remember, most people are chasing these big moves only to get caught up in the small ranges, right? So they chase these big ranges to get caught up in these small ranges. We're looking to capitalize when price goes from the small ranges to the big ranges, right? So that's the play. I have no problem trading before NFP. I'm just aware that tomorrow's NFP and it could want to chop. But if my setup's there, we still have a lot of room to run for the day, I'll trade. Yeah, so you're kind of seeing some weakness now on YM and ES. NQ's kind of holding strong now. So I want to monitor these lows right here on ES. These kind of equal swing lows right here. Let's mark that out. I mean, you kind of have equal lows here on YM, but let's see how we react to this low. I'm also watching like previous day high, the wick we're putting in here so far. If this is going to be an expansion candle, I'd love for it to kind of this not be taken out this low. Have the daily wick already put in for the day. And we want to trade that body higher, right? So I'm kind of just watching how the day is also forming. It could maybe sweep this out in reverse, you know? We really need to see here around 10 o'clock how we close on these candles. But obviously I'm bullish, right? Blue. So I'm looking to take a long. I'm not looking to fade this entire run, you know? This thing's kind of been doing its own thing, but for the most part, just up, up, up. I'd like to get back on side with that. But it could want to chop. And if it does, we'll just stay sidelined. But I think the key, like I said, I'd love for it to sweep some lows before moving higher. So I'm going to close the poll. About 58% of people said no music. 42 said they don't really care. Sure. Play some music. I think what I'll do is I'll just keep it no music for now. Maybe have some music at the intro. But unless I get a copyright strike, like that hurts me. After playing Frank Sinatra this morning. But that'll be the plan. We'll play new music, maybe some at the intro in the beginning, and then if we're in a trade and it's like cooking, maybe we crank some music on. I don't know. But also, I'm also trying to make some chop up some of these parts of these streams and make some like educational videos. So that might affect that as well. So maybe no music is the play, honestly. Except for the intro. Now that I think about it. Yeah, not much going on. I'm looking at YM. What do you want me to do? YM's on my screen. I mean, let's look at gold real quick. My oil's just been down. Look, we have ES. For those who are new, ES is right here. NQ's right here. YM right here. I made one 13 minutes last night. And I guess you guys didn't want to watch it. It's got like 100 views. But also, it's not me like winning a trade. Those usually, if it's a trade of me getting stopped at break even or like taking an L, those you don't usually like get a lot of views. Like this one's only 13 minutes. I know you guys are probably used to me just like clipping part of the stream while I'm in it live. You know, that's why these are like a few hours long, because I'm actually in the trade second by second with you. But this one, I made a regular recap. What's going on, guys? This is how I made 200, right? And it kind of just, I have chapters too. So all these right here, you can go from the analysis down to the entry, right? It'll show all that. So I'm making the plan is to make, hold on. Yeah, exactly. $200. I changed the title because like it's funny. It's like, oh, I made. If you go look at my other videos, it's like, hold on, while we're sitting there waiting for this thing to move, watching these lows. The hell? I changed the title. You go to my videos. Like it was live day trading making $200, and then you go look at the other ones. It's like 9 grand, 5 grand, 7,000, losing 9 grand, right? Breaking even in from 8,200. This one we were up like 6 grand, and it stopped us out break even. And then I saw another setup appear, didn't take it because the wick sizes, and it ended up being a loss. So I'm glad I didn't take that. So we're flat on the day, or I was up like $200. So that's flat for me. Then I changed it. I was like, how I got stopped out at break even instead of taking an L. So you can see like these are like 36 minutes, an hour, 47 an hour. These were actually like live of me entering and exiting, but I realized I was like, you can just come back to these right here. And if you really cared, I have chapters to these as well. You can go back and look at the entire thing. Just give you guys a rundown real quick of how I'm kind of posting content so you can learn the best. Right here, chapters, and you can see all the chapters I've added. So like 15-minute POI setup and long entry. Click that, takes you directly to where I got in, you know, a few minutes before. Oh, it's kind of laggy right now. Right there, boom, limit, set it. It comes down, gets me in, right? Boom, I'm in the trade. I'm at like 4 grand. So you can literally come back and watch the real live execution with full analysis from the start to finish. Watch me manage it. And then if you want a quick, just little breakdown as well, I created those here, right? I'm starting to do those again. Instead of just reposting the full hour-long trade, I'm doing a recap of like 10 minutes or less usually. So expect those moving forward. Exactly. Like you learn, I'm telling you, you're going to learn more from your losses than you will your wins, because everyone knows what to do. But what about like that little insight from yesterday of me not taking that 30-minute, 3-minute setup because the wick sizes didn't look right, and we avoided that loss. It looked good. Like, technically, yes, on paper, that was a valid setup to take. But the wick sizes weren't looking that good, right? So, like, little nuanced things like that, those things you are not the exciting things to watch. You know, me making, 10 grand in a day, but, like, those things will keep you from losing money. And then as a result, you'll actually make more money, right? By preserving capital. So, make more money by doing less. By losing less, taking less trades that lose you all that capital, right? So, those are the things that, like, yes, it might not look fancy. Like, I made $200, cool. Was break even for the day. But I also avoided a loss. And actually avoided by trailing my stop properly on that break even trade, I avoided the full loss. And then we skipped out on that 30-minute trade and avoided another full loss. So, watching these lows, this looks like indecision, right? I mean, look at this 15-minute wick on both sides. Same here on NQ, just in this range. I want to see maybe ES will purge these equal lows. And that could be the trigger to kind of send us higher. You know? We'll see. How do you journal? Been feeling exhausted when journaling. I journal using TradeZella. Makes it super easy. I've been using that for years. Before they even had back testing, before they had all that stuff. All right, there's that low taken out. Right. And we have 15 minutes until 10. Let's see how we react down here. Maybe NQ wants to come down here and maybe sweep some lows as well. Let's watch. And that is technically London lowish area. So the journaling though. The journaling is like everyone, you got to find your own process, right? But for me, mine's very simple. Like my journaling's changed from when I first started trading to now I'm on year 6. So in between, it's changed a lot. In the beginning, I was like journaling super in depth, super heavy, writing paragraphs, screenshots, all that. And now, in my 6th year, the mistakes I make aren't really system based, right? Deviating from my system. It's like more choosing the wrong asset, shorting the strongest one, longing the weakest one, things like that. So now my journaling is more about just tracking the analytics of like, okay, I'm entering more at this time of day. How's that working for me? Recently I've been getting a lot of pre-market open setups. Like, how's that? Do I need to stop doing that? Do I need to be more cautious doing that? But basically, I can do a video on my journaling actually at some point. Maybe even do a stream on it. That'd be sick. Because in the Discord, right, I want to do private streams. So maybe we do a private stream, record it, and then upload it as a video or something. Because I want to provide some value in there too. We need to watch how we react to this slow here. Maybe even a 15-minute closure back in for a 1-minute long on ES. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait till 10. But yeah, my journaling has changed throughout the years. Now it's just about inputting the setups, tracking the R multiples, maybe tagging a few mistakes that I commonly make, right? Tagging those so I can look in the reporting and see which ones are costing me the most money. And then working on removing those, right? Because if you're not tracking your performance, how can you expect to improve it, right? You have no data to work off of. But if you don't know how to properly journal and input your data, then you're not gonna be able to track it, right? So it's an important part. It's the boring stuff that separates the amateurs from the professionals. But yeah, my focus is really just inputting my stop loss and TP, seeing what my R multiple was, planned out, and then what I actually realized, tagging a few mistakes. I also like to tag the daily profile, what kind of daily profile were we in that day. And then I'll do a quick markups on my chart. Like, I'll add all the drawings, Like, I can show you the one from yesterday that I did, the break-even one, the markups and whatnot. I'll just show you my whole journal here. So the $200 trade from yesterday. Can you see? Make sure you can see. Right? This is literally what I have. $200. 5 contracts long, stopped out for break even, right? But I had a strategy, right? I have my TTFM like strategy, all the rules, check them all off to make sure I'm following them. I give my trade a rating. This is a 5-star setup. It just didn't play out. Bias and everything was aligned. Put in my TP, my stop loss, to give me my initial planned and realized R multiples. And yesterday really didn't have a daily profile, so I need to figure out what I'm going to put in these for daily profiles. I have some mistakes in here. Obviously didn't make any, right? Oh, you can't really see, can you? There's a few you can see. But yeah. And then it has the executions that I upload from my broker. And then I add in some screenshots of like markups. So I got the hourly chart right here. Just kind of giving so I can go back and glance over like what exactly I saw, right? Form this 15-minute swing here. I want to trade away from that. And this 1-hour POI. And then the actual 1-minute entry, right? Entered here off this order block. Got tagged in. Took out this high. I wanted to fix 2R. We got close. It was up like 6-7 grand. And it came back and stopped me out for break even, right? So that's pretty much all I do. I add some notes on the daily journal. What I do right, what I do wrong, where can I improve, and then boom, that's it. Do that every day, every trade, win or lose, break even. So that's basically what we'll cover. I can show you how to set all that up in TradeZella. Once I'll do a video on it, or we'll do a live stream. You guys can literally follow along on the live stream in the Discord when it's open, and we can all set it up together. What's my win rate this year? Let's pull it up. This year, in 2026, this is it. It was in the 60s end of last year. But so far this year, I'm winning about 54%. So a little more than half. But if you're taking 2R minimum setups, you only give it right 33% of the time to break even. So we're making money, And how do I know I'm making money? Because my profit factor, we up. We up, boy. What's up, Scott? We're kind of selling off here. I want to see how we come at 10 o'clock. But enough about my performance, right? Everyone's different, Everyone's different. You might have a good month. I might be off my rocker this month. Next month I could be locked in flow state. You might be going through some personal stuff that's affecting your performance. You never know. Need to see how this 15-minute closes. I'd love for it to come back in the range. Maybe YM selling off to these lows. We could get maybe a reversal off that, and that would help the closure here. This thing looks messy. At least this looks kind of like a little AMD. You know? Let's watch. How many trades a week do I get on average? Bro, I was in the flow state in November last year. My win rate was like 65% that month. Or the past like few months, the end of the year. And then I had my first red month in a minute in December. December was tough. If you're trading continuations, there's like no follow through. We talked about it yesterday. But like December like starts right here. We're just in this chop. You weren't getting a lot of follow through at all. And so I had my first red month in December. And it's funny, I told myself I was not going to trade December the year before. And I did it. Why not take that SMT IFEG macro long? Bro, what language are you speaking? One, because I don't trade IFEGs for entry. Two, I don't really believe in like macros. So if you understand higher time frame candle closures, then you kind of realize that like macros, that's kind of where they come from, right? That's where the idea comes from. Let's watch this 1 minute. ES. Closure. I mean, me and T kind of see eye to eye on the whole like macro thing. Like if you understand these higher time frame candle closures, you realize that the macro like theory stuff really just comes from the opening and closure of these high time frame candles and aligning them, you know? Yeah, let's watch this 15-minute candle here on ES. You have these highs right here. I'm telling you, it looks like a little, you know, AMD setup. And obviously like NASDAQ strongest. Keep talking about, oh, I want to trade the strongest asset. And you have S&T here. Right? So maybe we trade NASDAQ instead. A little 1 minute. The high day. Yeah, it's high day. Y'all don't let me trade the weakest one now. How do you firm a trade when ES and NQ moving in a different direction? One, like I said, I'm trying to find the strongest one that matches my bias. So obviously I'm bullish today. So I want to look for the strongest asset to long. But I kind of wait. Like we just chopped on NQ until we hit this low on ES. Remember I was talking about how hitting this low could trigger the move to the upside now? So it's like ES is looking to like maybe do some manipulation or take some liquidity out before moving higher. And so NQ could chop around until that objective is met, and then it could pop, right? And that's how you get the SMT there. Now you see NQ popping as we're kind of reversing off this low right here. But we need to see this 15-minute candle close bullish, right? Candle 2 closure here off this low. You might be like, there's no POI in a 15-minute. You know, we didn't sweep out a low or dip into a fair value gap. Well, you have SMT here. So we did on ES. We didn't on NQ. So that's the POI. YM definitely looks the weakest. It's dragging down ES. NQ just doesn't care. Which is funny because that's how it was yesterday. NQ was weakest. ES was kind of the strongest, really. YM was somewhere in the middle. But today it's kind of flip-flopped. Hmm. Yeah, we're kind of just watching. I mean, the 15-minute closer was looking good for a second. And then also when I'm kind of seeing like everything kind of diverge, you know, down. It's not really high probability, right? And it's kind of making me think like, okay, we could just chop today. You know, we should put in a new daily wick to the downside here on YM. There's the 1 hour closure. Let's look at the 4 hour real quick. I mean, this 1 hour closed below these lows, right? So, I mean, dude, if we could get a 5-minute setup here on NQ, and this imbalance, come down, close above, down, close candles, I'll take that. Longing strength. Even better if we can reverse here. That'll help NQ out. If they all sync up. Um, 30-minute. There's really no 30-minute imbalance in here, except right here. Kind of like in the 5-minute. Just need a retracement on this new hourly candle. 4 hour. That looks pretty bearish on YM. Not gonna lie. Maybe you could get, for some reason you want to look short, there's an imbalance here. You would want to see ES stay, you know, within this T spot. It could come up into this imbalance real quick, then come lower, and then use this as your entry, right? Swings here. So you're trading against the higher time frames though, even though this is a 4 hour closure. I'd rather just trade with the higher time frames and look for strength. But we can monitor this. I'm not gonna take the trade if that forms, but we can monitor it. Yeah. And what's kind of sketchy about this trade right here, if we close above, you would look for something like this, right? We're just so close to this high day that like we could easily, I don't know, hit this, immediately roll over, you know? And the fact we haven't closed above it yet, it's kind of looking like a little, like usually I want to see it close within like 2 to 3 candles above this for that V-shape recovery. Like this retracement look to go higher. And it hasn't done that. It's just wicking the opening price. Which tells me if it does that, it could just go into consolidation and then take out the low, the consolidation to move higher. We'll see. Hasn't closed above yet. We do have a new 15-minute candle though. I personally like, and you have this unfilled, untapped 5-minute imbalance, right? I personally would like to see that hit. And that would take this low out, right? So we keep wicking this opening price. So I'm not really interested in a 1 minute long right here. Yeah, there's a little hourly imbalance, like range, technically, that hasn't been rebalanced yet from this low to this, sorry, this high to this low. What it could do is take out this high, like right now, then come down in there, form some kind of down close candles to go long off of, you know? So like that's what I mean by like if it's just gonna break out and not manipulate one side of the range, you want to see it break out above, right? Hit a POI and show proof that it wants to now move higher and respect that and stay bullish. And that's when I'll look to long, right? Long the continuation, not just long the breakout or try and call a bottom, you know? But see how this is starting to reverse now and it's helping push in Q. We're looking at this high as well. We just took it out. Remember I talked about this high being hit and coming immediately back in the range? Let's see. What's gold doing? It's chopping at that high. We need to see how NQ reacts at high day. Then we can also watch this 15-minute, you know, shortish looking setup at this imbalance. Can you guys hear me okay when I like talk soft like this? I got this microphone booster. ASMR. Okay, cool. What's up, Esteban? Keith? Trade with Evan. Ahmed. So you're about to get a candle 3. Closure here on the 15-minute. About to get a new, well, it's like 8 minutes into it. So far, this looks like it's playing out, you know. It took a minute to close above. You didn't get the closure until this candle right here. But you would have gotten in right at the open of the new candle. So here, stop at the low. Looking for like a 2R all the way up here. You know, it was playing out. Whereas the short looks like it's playing out on YM, which is hilarious. It's like, these things are like opposites, dude. Like down, up. Reverse, reverse. Pull back, pull back. Expand, expand. Like, what are we doing right now? Yeah, see, this isn't looking very bearish now. I mean, yeah, we're in this last imbalance of this leg. But we've already closed above 50% of the previous candle. Kind of just looks like it wants to take highs on ES. You have expansion met with expansion, which is a reversal. This thing's ready to run. Kind of sucks we didn't take this, but we need to see how we react up here. Would we even be at 2R yet? Not yet. Close. I'm just kind of tired of YM being like the problem child, like just doing its own thing. And the strength and weakness like flip flops. Remember, high day is here. We're kind of pushed past it. You trade full time. Are you asking me or telling me? So if you were in this, you want to see, we have little imbalances here. Also got to look in the 3 minute. There's one here. With this price action, I'll never quit my day job. Yeah, imagine like trying to learn how to trade like from scratch in the past few months. Dude, I would have quit. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I trade full time. Look at this thing just selling off and this thing just running. It's hilarious. The decoupled markets. Oh my gosh, what a tease, dude. If I was in this, I'd be getting pissed. Yo. Watch this thing reverse now off this low. And this thing just dump. I'm not saying we're so close. It'll probably hit, but famous last words. Technically, yes, that was a valid setup because you had SMT down here, right? But we're so close to target. It's being a little, being a bitch. I mean, I think it'll play out. So, like, I'll be honest, it's a missed trade, but I couldn't tell you why I didn't take it, honestly. Probably, like I said, we're so close to high day that you have everything else kind of weak. This thing just punch up. Could take out that low, right? What's up, Ben? I wanted the 5 minute, right? Also, we had this 5 minute gap that I wanted to take and see filled in before moving higher. Just a breakaway gap. So I guess that's what happens when you're just doing your own thing and you're strong, stronger than all the rest. Yeah. I mean, 3 minutes still valid. We can get a 3 minute off these imbalances here. We still got 16 minutes in this 30-minute candle. You know? I wouldn't mind that. Or maybe even put in a 5 minute gap here and trade that. We still got plenty of opportunities, right? And I honestly like entering on those higher time frames anyways. 3 minute higher time frame. Higher than a 1 minute, you know? This is just hilarious. Do I use new week opening gaps and all that? I mean, I'm aware of them. Like, I know that if we gap up or down for the day. But I'm not, like, anal about them. Dude, what a tease on this trade. A fixed 2Rs right here. If you got it, your fill in on the next, closure above. Stop here. Big Yahoo watching my stream. Yeah, exactly. I avoid a trade when my stop is above a future gap. Like right here, where my stop would have been if I'd gotten in. Make this red. If I got in right here, my stop is at this 5-minute imbalance high, So this candle could have easily pushed up into here a little bit, closed above on a 1 minute, but then come back on a 5-minute and got me out. It's just sketchy. And we're close to that high day, right? So it just didn't feel right. And also, it kind of fucks with your head when this thing's just selling off and they're supposed to be correlated. It's like, which one's lying, Is this thing just going to come up, complete an objective to drop, Or is this one lying and it's just selling off to reverse and they're going to push this one even higher? It kind of just messes with your head a little bit. But you're getting a new 15-minute candle here. So close to that 2R on this potential setup. They're all lying. Yep. Boom. TP hit on this. Anyone take that? I'm curious. I didn't like it because that 5-minute gap was this candle's low. And we're so close to that high day. It kind of just felt like one of these was lying. And we could hit and dump, right? Okay. Anyone else see that volatility? What the hell? What was that? What's even crazier is it happened right after our trade hit TP, Who's got the news? Pull up the financial juice. So I'm saying you could be in a trade and a tweet drops and you just get fucked. Or it just runs, But I think we dipped into an imbalance there, didn't we? I don't see much, except some guy talking about interest rates. Anybody else see anything? I give myself 2 trades per day. One winner is my cutoff. Negative 2R is my cutoff. Financial Jews. Yeah, and also I'm chilling on my long-term portfolio. So it's nice to know as the market rips, you're making money. Nothing's really happening. I mean, this candle's an inside bar so far on ES. We're hitting -1 here on this projection. I'd love a 5-minute or 15-minute maybe pullback. 5-minute trade would be sick right now. Because I'm pretty sure we got some room to run. We could blow past this for sure. We could blow past. Damn, we got 43 likes. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the real MVPs. Damn, if this thing had swept this low and now putting in a protected swing, To move higher? That'd be sick. Now I'm watching this. Who wants to do something? You also have this like, I mean, ES 15-minute. It looks decent still if you were looking for like a short, but it needs to close below here obviously in the next few candles. Right now it kind of just looks like we're chilling. This thing kind of looks a little primed, I'm not gonna lie. It just sucks that it's an inside bar here. I guess you could be like, oh, that's SMT. I'm saying it's just tough to trust like those SMTs when like they're so uncorrelated. Like this thing is selling off. This thing is ripping, right? It's just tough to trust those when they're not moving together. Because we have up, down, kind of sideways. But maybe we'll do. Yeah, this is make your mind hurt. That's what I'm saying. If you have to like really like narrow in like and like hunt hard for the setup, you're probably forcing it, right? It should just jump off the chart at you. Like this 1 minute one was the only really thing I saw off a 15-minute closure with SMT. But again, I didn't like how my stop would have been this 5-minute gap high right here. So let's see. Also kind of sucks we dipped into the imbalance, right? But we didn't put any down close candles in. I mean, if you wanted to take a stab at ES longs, like do something like this, you know, because we have SMT here. So this low is technically like, you know, sweeping this low. It's just this candle hasn't closed yet. We have 8 minutes left, so. But yeah, the best setups just jump off the chart at you. Like you don't really have to search to find them. You still have to do your normal analysis, right? But you shouldn't have to like narrow in, and like really like stare at the chart for a long time before you see it. Like it should just pop up as you do your analysis. And this thing is up. What? It's crazy. Like this thing's down. We're chopping sideways here at ES. This thing's kind of curling up. Who's lying? Yeah, no trade, no damage. I'd rather be flat than red, you know? All right, let's see. Uh-oh. Which one's lying? Is YM telling the truth? Which one is it? Because now we got equal lows right here. On Q. Are we going to put in a reversal? I don't know, man. This thing is dumping pretty hard. This thing hasn't done much. This thing kind of just spiked up pretty quick, you know, without any retracements. And we're kind of putting in a little wiki. Um, we still haven't really moved that hard on the daily candle yet, like compared to these days. How do I sync these things together? Come up here. Oh, right here. I have these settings: interval, crosshair, and date range for the side-by-side chart. Let's watch. I mean, this 30-minute candle, I don't think it'll close all the way back down here, but it could in the next 5 minutes. Well, watch this 15-minute though. No problem, TC. Watch this 15-minute and these up close candles right here. You know? If it's like a super, super obvious clean short and we're displacing really hard, like, I might stab at it. Just because this thing is like, which one's lying, you know? And if it doesn't, then we're not going to take a trade. We'll just wait. But like, I'll be honest. You're about to get candle 5 here in the next 4 minutes on NQ. So like if you're trailing, let's say you took this position, right? Your stop goes from here to now here. If we close above this opening price on these down close candles here, you can trail it to that low, logically. So boom, boom, boom. And this entire time, if you hop in here, you could add to your position right here, closure above. And then if you close above here, you can add to your position there. So you're adding to your winners and you're scaling out into strength. Haven't really had a lot of opportunities to add to your winners though, because the lack of like follow through for the past few months has been like not there. But then this month, past like month and a half, has been just straight up. And a lot of the moves happen like overnight. So you can't even get a piece of it for like the way I trade. I'm asleep. Anyone else feel the same? It's like, you know, the direction the market's going to go. You know, like it's going to rip, but it happens like without you. And you can't do anything about it because you're literally sleeping. It's outside of your trading window. It literally feels like I'm watching Euro versus the dollar at this point. Which is hilarious. For indices. Like, really? Like, what are we doing? It literally feels like I'm watching Euro versus dollar. And it just makes it hard to trust your analysis too. Because it's like, you know these things should be moving together, but they're not. Like, look at the 1 hour. It's a mixed bag. Chop, up, down. Just funny. Like, I want to like clean everything off. Oh wait. Hold up. Do you use auto bias? No, it's just I'm neutral. Default settings across the board on this. Besides trading, what do I do hobby wise? Like outside the charts? Me personally, I like going to the gym. I like working out. golf. I'm getting into golf. I like cars. I like watches. I like cigars. What else? Going to the beach, traveling. I went to Greece last year with my parents. That was fun. I like trading. I like learning new things. Like I'm trying to learn how to AI. How trading Asia? Not really. I kind of feel like a degenerate when I'm trading outside of New York. Like yeah, like can't wait to like trade like in the off hours of the late night, early morning. I kind of want Inky just to roll over hard. Like, dude, look at all these like failure swings from this run up this week. Hey AI, how do I use you? Would it tell me? My brother's trying to get into AI. He visited me and saw like can't blame a 20 something with money for living it up a bit, but you better be leaving some from passive income for buying another car or watch. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a house soon, I think. But like I'm never gonna regret buying my car. Like on my deathbed when I'm like 80, 90. Oh man, I really wish I didn't buy that Porsche. Like who no one will say that, you know? But as for yeah, like buying more stuff like from now, like I've already checked those boxes. Like I kind of just did it to get the experience, see how it would feel. Like I got the watch checked, got the car checked, and when I got the car after like a few months, obviously the feeling fades of it being new, and you're like, okay, like what's next? And that's when I realized I was like, no matter what I buy, material wise, it's never gonna be enough. Like you're always gonna be wanting more. So that's when I kind of just like it checked the box for me, you know. Like anything else I buy, it's I need to make sure I buy it because I like it, not because like it's gonna make me happy, you know. All right, look at this thing, dude. Little pop, little drop. Didn't get that 15-minute closure back inside the range here. This thing doesn't look really tradable in my opinion. Um, it really just comes down to like, what do you want to do? Do you want to chase NQ up here? Or do you want to maybe chase YM down here for more shorts? Or do we wait for some kind of reversal, you know? I'll be honest, this does not look like a very bullish daily profile, right? On YM. This thing's just chopping. So come on, my focus kind of goes here or here. We did get a new 30-minute though, right? SMT, candle 2, candle 3, candle 4 here. You see the T-spot painted. There's not really imbalances in this leg though. So we need to put in a swing low, then sweep that low for some down close candles to get long. We dream about your car, literally. Yeah, like I'm not buying a car like that unless I can buy it twice cash. Does that make sense? Yeah, I have investments outside of trading. I invest a certain amount of each month into the market long term. Like my portfolio was up 5% yesterday. Do I still trade funded? No. I'm trading personal cash right here. I'm logged into the AMP. We'll do a giveaway here in a second. I mean, it's 10:30. We're kind of waiting for this 3-minute. How much do you trade with? So I used to trade with like multiple 6 figures in my account, but I deleveraged beginning this year. Iran stuff. So now I'm just risking a set dollar amount of my account, not a set percentage, right? And the dollar amount right now is like 5K or less. So like usually when I put in like 5K max risk, it'll be like 4,500, 4,800-ish. So it keeps me below 5K on my positions. Place any trades today? No. We did identify this 1-minute setup right here. Off this new 15-minute candle. Stop here. But I didn't like how my stop was going to be at this 5-minute gap low. You look at the 5-minute. Sorry, the 5-minute gap high on this imbalance right here. Could have easily come down and stopped me out, right? And we're so close to high a day. And we have a big divergence today. It's kind of like, which one's long? Are we going to hit the high and roll over? It just didn't feel right. So I didn't take this long. But now we're kind of watching this new 30-minute candle. All right, so we put in a swing low here. I want to see something like this, like some down close candles form, close back above to go higher. We can trade this new 30-minute candle, right? Yes, long. I'm good on that. Still in this 15-minute imbalance. If this thing reverses though, right? If we actually do reverse down here and this thing stays strong, then I think we can all get in sync. Maybe ES will present something. But in all honesty, man, I'd rather just long the strength. Or just not touch anything. That's my take on it. And it's NFP tomorrow. Long into the abyss? Yes. As the title says of the stream, all-time highs, uncharted territory right here. That's my take on the dollar. And you're in this weekly consolidation. Gap down, retrace into it. That just looks like it's in the sell model-ish. And you have like imbalance here we tapped into, close below these up close candles right here. So it looks like it wants to sell off more. That's my quick analysis on dollar. Gold, the opposite, right? Looking for longs on gold. I got it tagged blue. Just kind of consolidating at these highs. I wanted it to sweep this low to move higher, but nothing. What are we going to do? Are we going to consolidate and then sweep the low? Yeah, I'm hoping we get a setup tomorrow. Whether it's short, that'd be dope. Don't really care what direction it's in. A short would make sense. Into the weekly candle, back into the range, you know? As long as the daily profile supports it. Like if we had a daily profile like this on YM, where we came out, swept the previous day high, then rolled over, hell yeah, I'd be looking, and this was Friday, yeah, I'd be looking for a short back into the range. NFP tomorrow, are you going to stream earlier? Do you guys want me to hop on earlier? For 8:30? The thing is, I don't take trades right at 8:30 or before if it's going to be an FP. So it's probably just going to be me sitting there watching the news play out, like watching the reaction. Up or down. Like what time is it? It's 8:30, right? Eastern time. Eastern 10 a.m. news after that. Yeah, like I'll look to take trades after the news releases. So we're not getting that sweep. I'm kind of curious. AMD, Nvidia. I mean, AMD gapped up hard off of earnings. I mean, everything is up. Tesla's popping. This looks like a nice little imbalance here to run all these highs on Tesla. Imbalance that held. Look at that. TTFM on Tesla. Candle 2 closure. Small wick off this protected low. Swing this bad boy to the moon. TTFM. Daily Tesla. Breakout. And if you're trying to short this, I can't help you. Here goes ES. Again, it looks like this AMD kind of vibe. It just, I'm not seeing anything. Can you see TTFM on stocks? Yeah, I just showed you Tesla. It looked pretty clean. If you're swinging options. It looked pretty clean to me. But again, the plan with the content, obviously you have these streams, okay? And I add chapters to them once the transcript's like been completed via YouTube. Maybe like an hour after I upload or the stream ends. I add chapters of these. So they'll have chapters from the intro all the way to the end where we do the giveaway, right? So between those, there's going to be like educational talking points. If we take a trade, it'll pinpoint the where I got in, or how I managed it, right, and reduce risk, and then it'll probably pinpoint where I got out for sure, and then a little recap. So it adds those chapters automatically, or I add them manually, but I'll use AI to do it, and then yeah, you better go through and watch full length streams that are like a few hours long, and they'll be sectioned out into chapters. And the plan is anytime I take a trade, whether it's a win, break even, or a loss, those will be recorded short, like 5 to 10 minutes max, and uploaded as a standalone video. And if you really want to see the execution live, you can go to the stream, right? That has the chapters in it, and you can watch it. Watch it live. That way I'm not uploading the same piece of content twice. So that's the plan. Because no one's going to like sit there and watch a 2-hour long like video. You know, that's like a movie. They'll watch an 8-minute video though. This thing's looking... It would have been nice if it swept this low before. What's the sauce for timestamps? I just use Grok because I have Twitter or X like verification. You get access for free to Grok, Super Grok, or whatever. I just put in the link or the copy of the transcript, So, hey, give me, 8 to 10 chapters for this YouTube video, timestamp transcript, and then boom. Appreciate it, Toji. How did I make the stream overlay? I didn't make it. I have a guy who does graphics for me. He made it. So shout out to Nico. We're at almost 60 likes. Let's go. I say we do the giveaway a little early today. What do you guys think? Should we do the giveaway? One of these indicators? We got how many people in here? Giveaway time? We got 100 people in here? Why'd I change the 200 win to break even? I don't know. It wasn't getting a lot of views. I was like, maybe I can get a better click-through rate if I change the title. And I was break even. That $200 like win is break even for me. Let's see. All right, let's do it. Giveaway time. Let's see. Can we hit TP up here? How to claim the giveaway? You're going to type a word in chat. I haven't come up with a word yet. Let's do... giveaways, keyword. The keyword is going to be... And also, if you win, message me on Instagram or X, right? Twitter. The keyword is FVG. Okay. FVG. Can you see? Oh, wait, I should probably move this over here. There we go. And if your name pops up in here, you're in. I mean, you can spam it if you want to. It's not going to make a difference. We'll give the giveaway, I don't know, till this 5-minute counter closes, so 3 minutes. Got 35 people up in here. Oh, they do it. Yeah, look at this. Oh, it kind of looks like a little breaker. Might go lower. Setting up. It's funny because this is starting to rip. All right. If you see your name in here, you're in. What's up, Marco? I see you. Zach, what's up, man? We got the same name. And you spelled it correctly. Let's go. Look at this. I'm a little breaker. We'll do the giveaway early. Maybe that's the key. Do the giveaway early, and we get a setup after. You don't see your name, Wowzer? I see you. You're right here. If you typed FVG at least once since I started it, you're in. 40-something people. So you have a 1 in 40 chance to win this. That's better odds than most other people's streams, I'd say. And I got some prop accounts sitting, waiting to be given away. The plan is to give those away in the Discord for those of you who join. So that's the play. I also have some TradeZella accounts in the bank as well. And I have these indicator accounts that we'll give away. So got about 1:30 on this 3-minute. We'll cut the giveaway off here in a second. When this candle closes, it's over. Actually, let's go ahead and do it right now. All right, last call. I think everyone's in. Last call. 3, 2, 1. Cassandra Navarro. Cassandra Navarro. Are you in here? She is. Let me know. You're going to reach out on Instagram, X, Twitter. I'll give you your code. Just send me a screenshot of you logged into your Google account. And I'll get you the code for 100% off 1 month of the indicator. Awesome. Yeah, just DM me. We still got time left in this 11 o'clock candle. Here, I'll put my socials. Should go. Maybe not. Here's my Instagram if you don't know what it is. Just at Fair Value God. There you go. DM me on there and I'll get you the code. All right, YM. Is Discord created yet? Yeah, the Discord is created. It's just not open yet. I have a giveaway bot in there that I set up last night. I have like another like bot being set up as well. That's automated. So once that's fully finished, it'll be ready. So I know the stream overlay says like join up for Discord at the bottom, but it's not there yet. But I'll definitely make a point to let you guys know on stream here. It'll be in the description of the YouTube video. You'll also be able to type disc or Discord in the chat once it's up and open to join. This 30-minute candle has 7 minutes left. I just don't see really any setup, if I'm being honest, that I like. It just seems pretty extended too. I mean, maybe ES on like this 3-minute closure above here, but like, you're already sweeping highs. I don't really, yeah, YM's like all the way down here, and you're like, oh, it might come back up. But it's the weakest of all these, you know? This is starting to get in sync with NQ. Yeah, it's hard to trust the continuations when I don't mind longing at all-time highs because it's just trading the daily candle expansion, right? But I do mind when it's super decoupled like this, you know? And it's the day before NFP. All we've done pretty much on the daily candle is sweep out previous day high. This one swept it out and returned back in the range. It's just kind of decoupled, right? I don't have a plan for Discord Premium. It'll be free. It'll be free to join. But if some like, I don't know, if some people like, once it gets established, right? And I'm gonna do my best to keep it moderated, child free. And this 5-minute candle, this 1 hour candle just ripped. Anyone take any trades today besides this 1 minute that we saw? Did anyone take this? Or anything else they saw? Because I'll be honest, that's the only really like valid. Awesome, Cassandra. I'll look after this stream and get it over to you. This thing's just ripping, putting in new all-time highs. Why I'm short, long ES. The 15-minute gold. This thing looks ass. No offense. I mean, it's up. The structure on the 1 hour is there. Hiring moderators? I haven't really thought about it. We need to see how big it's going to be, like, right when I open it. I don't... If someone wants to do that, I'll think about it. I really just want to see how, off the initial rip, like, how many people we have in there, obviously. And then go from there. I think everyone in this chat is pretty chill. Like, no one's really in here talking shit. Y'all seem like you all know, to some degree, how to trade. No one's in here asking for money. Like, the chat's pretty chill. And I only average about 130 people on these streams. So, it's been slowly growing, but I don't think we'll have a problem, at least off the initial opening of the Discord. Fact. Yeah, a lot can happen. That's why I have this like automated bot being set up. Some people have manners. All right, let's look at YM here. Appreciate it, Grinch. Is your Discord name the same as your Google account name, YouTube name? Also, like, I don't mind, obviously, the people I'm looking at. If someone who's like a regular, been in here since the beginning of the streams, wants to also help, they can do that as well. Because you've been in here since the beginning. Nobody's asking for money, but if you were to do a 2R giveaway, you would have like 5K views. What's a 2R giveaway? Like a trade where I take 2R? Where I like call TP 2R? Or are you saying 2K? Appreciate it, Marco. Vlad, are you talking about me like a 2R like trade giveaway where I take a trade? Or are you talking about, is that a typo? You meant to say $2,000 giveaway. Yeah. Exactly. I'm risking 5K, so I make 10K minimum on my trades. See you, Marco. We'll see how this 11 o'clock closes, and then, I mean, it kind of seems like the move is like, any trades today? No, we did see this 1 minute setup right here, but I didn't like it because my stop would have been at this low. And that low is this 5 minute imbalance high. So it could easily stop me out. Didn't feel comfortable taking that. Do I require SMTs? No. If everything's in sync and we all have these proper candle closures across the board, then I'll still get in. Oh, if I take a trade, make 2R on stream, then give everything away I made on stream? Yeah, no thanks. That's my money. I'm risking my own capital out here. You can copy trade. I'm not saying you should. It's not financial advice. People come on here and look for financial advice. This is not financial advice. By the way, the disclaimer in the description. This is not financial advice. I do not condone copy trading. Make your own decisions. Trading involves risk. You could lose more than you put in. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. 1 hour. And this thing just kind of pumped off the little S&T down here. You have this candle 3 closure now on ES. I might give it. I don't have anything else to do today. I'm not going to the gym today. So I might be down to stay on a little longer past 11. Because if we are going to get this like accumulation, manipulation, distribution move, we're close to the high day. Okay. This thing now wants to maybe pull back a bit on the new 1 hour into an imbalance. We sweep out a low to go long. I might take a late morning trade, but I'll be honest, it's going to have to be some kind of a scalp on like a 5 minute or a 3 minute or a 1 minute, because I don't see any kind of 15-minute entry in any of these. Is this purely T-Trades fractal model or a mix? I don't know what GXT model is, so I would say it's purely fractal model. All right, 3 minute imbalance here. Problem is there's no swing point here. I do like the 5 minute though that we've hit into. If this can get in sync, if this can get in sync, we might have hope. We'll probably give it to like 11:30ish, see what happens. That's what I'm thinking at least. But if we just start consolidating, then I'll just hop off. But I have no desire in making this more complex than it has to be. Let's watch this 5 minute. That was a nice closure on YM on the hourly. Yeah, if you're trying to trade this, like S&P at the lows, 10 o'clock rolls around. Technically, could hop in right at 10 as a positional entry. Stop at the body, stop at the low, whatever you're comfortable with. And hold for like that 2R. You would have gotten it the past 10 minutes. Or stop at the body. You would have gotten it a lot sooner. here. But I was looking for that continuation, right? Let that wick form. Instead, it just opened and ran. So you either get the positional entry or you miss it, like I did. Just a tough read. Does the indicator mark out all SMTs or specific criteria? Only the ones where you have candle closures. See? Candle closure off this high, SMT marked. Candle closure off this low, SMT marked. Right? So it's only going to mark it once the candle closes. Like here. And here. I don't know. This thing, like ES could definitely maybe start running a little bit. You're right at this high though. So it's like, do you want to take this long off the opening price? Maybe it comes down into here, close above, right? You would enter on the closure. Same thing with the trade over here where we could have gotten in the 1 minute right below it. Like, is it going to now roll over? Or is it just going to continue higher, right? It's late in the morning too, so it's like, do I even want to really take a trade at this point? It's things I'm considering. What do I think about these continuations here? Well, if you took this one, it would have failed on you. You got in here, stop here. You would have been stopped out there. This is hilarious. I mean, yeah, look at the 15 minutes, super overextended. 30-minute imbalance right here. Could this be the moment we've been waiting for? Could this be the moment? It's kind of sus. So this is what I'm talking about, where I want to see some speed. I mean, this would be a candle 3 closure on a 1 minute. Candle 3 closure on a 30-minute, but we just opened. So is this just a pullback to move higher? We're still in this T spot. We're in this 30-minute imbalance here. Everyone who logged off the stream early, but to miss a trade, maybe. Yeah, we'll sit on here a little longer. Like I said, we're kind of seeing a little drop now, so I'm just happy we're moving and not slow grinding. Maybe we get a 5-minute breaker. I agree. You have SMT. Look, here and here. Here and here. Maybe we get a little breaker. $29 big figs up here. 50K big fig on YM. That's a big number. We're literally chopping right at it. Gold. Whoever's in that gold long, I can't remember who it is. It might be Louis. He might have hopped off. I mean, it's up. I'm putting a little 5-minute wick here. I'm excited about this move here because, like, if this is a pullback to go long, I like how we're in this 30-minute imbalance. It's a deeper, pullback than these little 5-minute ones, sweeping out some lows. We hit the -2. You saw the reaction there. I'm telling you, these projections are goated. I used to tweet about them all the time. It's like X-ray vision. You kind of know where to expect retracements, and you can target them. People ask, how do you long in all-time highs? How do you get your targets? Because there's nothing to target. Well, one of the ways to do it is projections. You see we hit the -2 and then roll over, right? Another way is just fixed R multiples. You know, get your 2 to 1, and then just scale out at projections, scale out at 3R, scale out at 4R, trail using protected lows, right? That's the way to do it. Oh yeah, must be random. It's just crazy how accurate they are. And then when you combine it with like the fractal model, like swing points that you're trading away from, it's really fun. Just a lot of fun, you know. So we close 882 here. We close right at the opening price, so that's not a closer below, in my opinion. It needs to close at least a tick below. Yeah, I'm not really looking to. You'd have to wait till 11:30 for this thing to close candle 3 before I'd be interested in taking a short. Because think about it. I want to let the reversal form, and then I'll just trade the continuation, right? So I'm going to let the reversal form. Instead of trying to trade a candle 2, I'll just trade a candle 3 or a 4. This thing could pop. You have an hourly imbalance right here. Thank God it's Friday, Thursday PM session. We really need to see. If I was just trading straight price action without candle closures, this looks like a decent reversal, if I'm being honest. We need to see how we respect here, because all we've done is hit this opening price, right? 3 drives, pull back. So we need to see how we respect this imbalance in this gap. Sorry, this imbalance in this opening price. Looking decent. And like if you wanted to manually draw your projections, boom, -2 down here at these lows. Woohoo! Shit's clean, boy. I don't need no indicator. In fact, turn this thing off. Just kidding. Nice reaction. Yeah, -2 to -2 down here. Hit -2, hit -2. Again, I don't want to sit in these lower time frames though until the higher time frames give me a reason to drop lower, because you could easily just get caught, you know, pattern trading something like this, not waiting for a closure. We're about to get a new 15-minute candle though, so let's see how this 15-minute candle closes. You have SMT at the 15-minute highs. I'm not sure what the hell's going on here, but these starts to look like in the beginning of that sell side of the curve, right? And dude, look at the double top here though. Sketchy. They're not playing nice today with the market, are they? Leaving highs intact. Small little SMTs. No real pullbacks. Let's see how this 15-minute candle closes. The thing is, if I take a short on this, I'm fading my bias, right? We're fading this daily candles expansion. It's like, why of all days today should be the day that we reverse, you know? It doesn't really make any sense. And zooming out, it kind of just feels like I'm shorting at this 30-minute imbalance when it's just a pullback to go higher. So we can watch, you know? But you're in this 15-minute imbalance, the first one in this whole leg. So, like, it's kind of sketchy. It's not wanting to close below this opening price. Right? We wicked it back in the range. Yeah. So there's your candle 3 closure, candle 2 closure with SMT, right? See how it paints SMT automatically now once you get the closure? Personally, I'm not a fan of the 1 minute short. Nothing to short here yet on here. You could get in here since we closed the blow on ES for something like this. You know, right here at the open. Stop here. Look for like 2R down here. But I'll be honest, I'm not looking to take sells at the moment. I wouldn't mind like a 3-minute long off this imbalance for a little scalp to the highs. So like if we can make a lower low right here and close above these down close candles, sweep out this low. Or something like this. Then close above. And by that time, this 30-minute candle will close candle 2. And we can just continue longing NASDAQ. Like that would be dope. We get a new candle 2. Since we're in candle 5 now, get a new candle 2. Also, look at it. We have candle 2, candle 3, candle 4, and on candle 5, you get a new phase of price, right? We expand, expand, expand. New phase of price. So that new phase of price could be retracement, reversal, right? We need to see. I'll give it to 11:30. We'll see how this candle closes. Or maybe even some S&P at the lows, which we don't have yet. The fact that this couldn't close below the opening price here, it did here, but it didn't here. So it leads me to believe that it just wants to sweep this high again, you know? And then try again. Could happen. If this had closed below here and they were kind of in sync with the closures, then it gives you more confidence to maybe hop in on ES. But, and then you can't really compare it to this because I don't know what the hell is going on over here. And also think about it, we're so close to this high on ES. Kind of just putting in that double top look before it runs it out. Grinch says, I'm trying to transition to indices because the price action in EU and GU is ass. Do you think it's a good time with the PA on indices? I'll be honest, I never traded those. Like the only Forex I have on here is the futures contracts, and I really just swing those overnight occasionally on the hourly time frame. So can't really speak on Forex. But I like indices. It's nice having a little basket of things I can look at, like gold, oil, and indices. But it's up to you. That is up to you. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, we need to see how this 30-minute closes. We got 10 minutes. And then I'm either going to call it or we might get a trade setup. Potential setup. Today the 7th. Yeah. Yeah, AM session indices is usually the best. I prefer to trade that over anything else. Can you explain what you're looking for again? You mentioned fibs earlier. Will you recap? Yeah, I'm really just looking for higher time frame candle closures to then look for a reversal to be put in and trade away from that swing point. So we're waiting for this 30-minute candle to close. Is it going to close back inside the range of the previous candle's low? Or is it going to close outside of it, right? And if it does close outside of it, I'm not really interested in longs. I'll be honest, it kind of looks like it wants to roll. Get 8 minutes on this candle. This 30-minute candle. I wouldn't mind sweeping these lows. Consolidation, right? Little lows. To then come back in. Wrong tool. And go long, honestly. I know it looks like it wants to roll, but we're on a lower time frame. If you zoom out, we're just inside this imbalance after expanding higher. So need to watch. We already have the low taken out on ES. So we could have SMT. Which would make sense because NASDAQ's strongest. If we do put that in. Yeah, exactly. We have double top up here. If we had taken the high there, might be more convincing for shorts. But like, look, we're sweeping the low. We might close back inside the range. And then we have S&T at these lows now. I'm not trying to fade this whole entire run. You know? Like, just get on side with it. Because it looks like consolidation. Manipulate the low to go higher. Bro, I love this little tool. See SMT. We got 6 minutes until this new 30-minute closes outside this, or back inside the range, hopefully. Could even maybe get a 1-minute setup on NQ. With the SMT right here. What tool? It's just his drawing tool. fact, pull it up over here. Mm-mm-mm. She gonna sell off or what? Yeah, it's just not looking that clean anymore. Let's see how we close. We got 5 minutes. Five minutos. Gold. I'll be honest, it kind of looks like it wants to sell and wipe out all the work that was done this morning. Don't really know what this thing's doing anymore. It just looks like chop now. Yeah. It really kind of just depends on how we close right here. It really just depends. The next 3 minutes. Are you guys flat in the day? Red, green? Let me know. I'm flat currently. This thing is dumping, bro. What? What the helly? Make sure there's no tweet. So all that time and effort to get up there and just wipes it out. Iran imposes new rules for the Strait of Hormuz passage. On that candle right there. Can we just like blow everybody up? Get back to normal. That's usually what we do anyways, as a country. Yeah. Took long during Asia last night. These Asia trades have been hitting. What time do you guys usually trade? Eastern time. If you're taking the Asia trades, when are you usually getting your entries? Like, is it around 8 o'clock at night? 10 o'clock at night? The market opens at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Should I start doing Asia streams? Because, I mean, this is not fun. Like, yeah, we got stopped out break even this day. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I mean, the Asia price action today was not good, but I guess, like, on this day, well, that's 4 o'clock in the morning, so. I mean, you're trading, like, small ranges, though, right? We got a dub on this day. One minute till this candle closes. What's a wild statement? Here you go. Iran rejects the deal as unrealistic. They're not accepting the plan to reopen the strait unless it includes reparations for war damage. Final curtain. All right. How are we going to close? 3, 2, 1. Pretty shitty. We can watch this 3 minute here real quick. I mean, it's 11:30 in the morning. That's not a very bearish 5 minute closure. Or 15. We can watch this in balance though. Little T-spot overlap with the candle 2 closure here. I'll be honest, I kind of think it's just going to like close outside the range and then just move higher. Which would be a shame. But I'm really just watching this now. On ES. But you have this double top, right? It's just like sketchy to short away from that. So maybe we just call it like, we'll see how this 3 minute closes. It's looking pretty bullish though. Yeah. Boomer, let's reword that sentence. They end up blowing everything up. And then we pay for the repairs. Fixed it for you. It's kind of gloomy outside. Yeah, about to close outside of this. And this, again, this looks like your little AMD. You go higher. You did get a 1 minute, 15 minute closure here. The POI. Let's watch that. If we can get a little retest into here. And your stop is like 40 handles to make. I don't know. You're really just like, okay, do we have enough in the tank to get back to make a new high of the day? That's the question. I'll let us see us put some down close candles in to then go long. Otherwise, you probably could have done something like this or like this. But personally, you're back at the other side of the range now. So I'd want to see us respect some bullish arrays instead of just chopping around this range. Then come back up and close above it. And that'll tell me, okay, we're actually ready to break out of this range now. Then that way ES can go and hunt its equal highs right here. So we need to see some kind of pullback. And I did it my way. Should we put some Frank Sinatra on? Dude, I'm trading late. I usually don't stay on this late. But I mean, we could just call it, but it's 11:30. What's the volume? 150% of the daily's volume, and it's already 11:30. It's kind of ass. Usually I like to do 50% by like 10. We're an hour and a half past that. Today, in my opinion, is not a super high probability day. Like, it's the day before NFP. All we've done is chop at NES. We spiked it. Slow grind at NQ with a deep retracement. This thing just sold off. And now it's back in the middle of the range, you know? Somewhat. Exactly, Vlad. Good point. That's kind of like the what I'm thinking is like, I've been sitting here all morning looking for something. I'm kind of just staring at a 1 minute chart now. Like, what am I doing, you know? I think it's time to hop off, so don't want to like force anything. Yeah, you're getting some candle closures here. Yeah, like the structure looks kind of nice, and it could play out. There's always tomorrow. It's late in the morning. It's 11:30. We already did the giveaway. I think the best thing to do is just call it. We also kind of close below the 50% on this hourly. It's not like the strongest price action at the moment. So I think what I'm gonna do is just call it, and we'll come back tomorrow. Look for that TGIF setup to finish off the week, right? Because this week, what have we done? Monday low of the week, classic expansion, and we'll look for Friday. Here's Monday. Sorry. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday expansion. We'll look for Friday to come in and put in the upper wick and maybe roll back into the range for a short. But it is all-time highs, so we could just pump. Really need to see how the daily profile, right, the pre-market action here after the new day open, we really need to see how that forms. And that'll tell us, give us a better idea. So appreciate you guys for watching. It's 11, almost 40 in the morning. It's pretty late. I'm going to go ahead and call it. But if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Turn on notifications. You'll get notified when I go live in the future. And if you're not new here, make sure to drop a like. Helps me out. And if you want to keep up with me on socials, I just dropped them in the chat. So the Discord should be finished into this week, tomorrow, or sometime early next week, or maybe even this weekend. Waiting on a few things. So other than that, peace out, guys. Hope you have a good rest of your day.